day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariette, also known as Die Boervrou, and this is episode 82 of the Crafty Stitches Podcast. Today is Friday the 14th of February 2025, and I'm coming to you from South Africa. So if you are celebrating Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's, because it is the 14th of February. I decided to record this episode from my couch and see how that feels. So today I brought a little bit of water to drink while we chat about all of the projects. I hope you have something to drink while we catch up. I am not wearing any knitted items except for my socks. I'm wearing the stripy bird hide socks that I knitted not last October, the October before, so that'll be October 2023. I'll put a picture up so that you can see that. And let's get into this episode. I have quite a few finished objects for today. My first finished project is my sleeveless top light that I made with L Cotton's 4-ply yarn, which is this one. And I do have the label. And it is in the colorway Coral. So I made this top to match my skirt that I sewed a little while ago, and it works perfectly because I could not resist and I already wore it together, even though the top was only half blocked. So this is what it is looking like. It is a sleeveless top with a little bit of bust shaping and A-line shaping to the hem so that it has a little bit more space for the hips. I'm sure you'll be able to see that. And then I did different bind-offs for this project. Let me just backtrack a little bit. So I started this project on the 1st of January 2025 and I finished it on the 11th of February 2025. I used 3mm needles for the body and 2.5mm needles for all of the ribbings. The neckline was bound off with Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy bind off and the 3mm needle, and I did the same for the hem, also bound off with a 3mm, and for the armhole ribbings I bound off with a 3mm, but I did a lifted bind off so that it is not that stretchy but just a little bit more than usual. Right, I used, check my notes, I used 265 grams of yarn, and yes, not much else to say about it. I really like the short row shaping that I did here at the bust. It really helps to not have that curve at the hem when I wear it, and if I have time before editing this video, I will add a picture in of what it looks like on, but it is currently raining outside, so I'm not sure if that'll happen. Otherwise I will have to show you in the next episode, and then I'll make sure to take a little video clip because I washed it this morning and it is still a little bit damp as well. Right, did I say everything for this top? I think I did. I really love it, and I do have slight alterations that I would do in the next one. I do plan making more, and that is that I would like to just make the neckline a smidge bigger, really a little bit bigger, like half a centimeter. So right, that is my first finished project. Then, if you have been here before, you would know that I am a little bit obsessed with Crochet Hearts. Might be Valentine's that is doing something to me, but right. Let's chat about all of the hearts that I made, crochet hearts. So in the previous episode, this little heart was a work in progress. I made this one with the heart amigurumi pattern from Mignon Crochet, and it is a free crochet pattern. So this is made with this yarn, which is a mercerized cotton, and it has 125 meters on 50 grams. So I finished this little guy, and I think in this one I started doing invisible decreases that people usually use for amigurumi. So that works very well. But after I made this one, I decided I want a little bit of a bigger heart. So I then made up my own pattern and made this little one. This is made from the exact same yarn as the green one. It is just a different color, and here you can see it is bigger than the green one. Then I decided to try it in the Owl Premier Natural Cotton, which is a mercerized yarn but unfortunately discontinued. It also has 125 meters on 50 grams, and I made this one. If I remember correctly, this colorway was called Shamrock. And it came out the same size as the golden beige color one. Right, then I was still not finished, and I made it in Owl Cotton's 4-ply yarn, which is not a mercerized yarn. It is the same brand than the Coral Top, but this one is Lilac. This yarn is 150 meters on 50 grams, and it did come out a little bit bigger, just a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. But I wanted to try it in this yarn that is available currently. Right, then the last one that I made, I decided I wonder how it would look in the Moya 100% cotton double knit yarn. The Moya yarn has, so this is the yarn label for that, and this yarn has 135 meters on 50 grams, so 10 meters more than the Owl Premier Natural Cotton. So it came out bigger. And here you can see it in comparison with the first hearts that I made. Quite a bit bigger. But this yarn is specified as a double knit, so that was to be expected. And I love the fact that I now have hearts of all different sizes. So just for fun, let me show you most of the hearts that I've made so far. Not sure how I'm gonna hold them up, but since I started, this is all of them. They are so cute. A whole heap. So how many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 hearts made so far. Yes, and I am not done yet. So let's move over to works in progress, and I'll show you the next one that I have on my hook. Right, so I decided, because it is Valentine's, I am going to make a little red one. So I grabbed this big ball of Al Premier natural cotton, the mercerized yarn. This colorway was called Lipstick. I think I used the yarn winder and caked up all of the leftovers that I had a while ago, and the full ones that I had, so I made a big yarn cake. So that is it. Really nice, pretty and red. And I started to make my pattern in the red, and this is how far I am. That is so cute. I love it. So pretty. So for this little pattern, I'm also doing invisible decreases, and I didn't think it would make much of a difference, but I think it looks neater to my untrained eye, because I know nothing about amigurumi, so not an expert at all. So yes, that is my first work in progress. So for all of the hearts that I've shown you in this episode, I am using a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook, or a C hook from Clover. I really love these. And yes, that is my first work in progress, and it is almost ready to be stuffed with washable stuffing, because I have a very big bag and I like to use what I already have. Right, so that is the crochet projects, and then I have only one more whip to show you today. I wanted to start a new project, but then I decided to first finish this project, which has been on my needles for more than a year. I did show this project in episode, I want to say 75, might be mistaken, but I'm not exactly sure. So I designed my first ever sweater, the Fairy Lily sweater, in November 2024. The pattern became available as a standalone pattern, and this is actually the first one that I made, and I did some alterations on the first sleeve until I liked what I had for the pattern, and then the other sleeve was not what I wanted. So I ripped that back, and I am now knitting the second sleeve so that it matches the first sleeve. So in the previous episode when I showed it, I was at this beautiful marker from Annegret from Pincushion Crafts, and I've only done this little bit, but I am getting it done. Right, so this is what the sweater looks like. It is made with sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, with 366 meters on 100 grams, and I dyed this colorway myself with acid dyes, and I do have a few projects that this specific yarn will match, so I'm very excited to have this garment for this winter. That is fast approaching. The days are very warm, but the nights and the mornings are starting to be a little bit chilly, just enough to have you want to grab a very thin cardigan. So I'm very excited to get this project done. The whole design is knit on 4.5mm needles, and I think the ribbing is done in 4mm if I remember correctly. So I do not have much to go. It's just like 3/4 of the sleeve. So the rest of the garment is blocked, so I'll just have to block the sleeve and then I can wear it. Very excited. I will put some pictures up of the pink Fairy Lily sweater that I finished and wore a lot last winter, and then you can see what that looks like. It was made with Piana Yarn's sock yarn, which is also 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and that is in the colorway Victoria. And I made a sample with a 3/4 sleeve because those instructions is in the pattern as well. So if you want to check that out, the pattern is available on Ravelry. Right, I think that is everything for my projects. I do have another project that I made a swatch for, but I will share that as soon as I start working on that. So it has been very busy here with all of the work and all of the things that I need to get done every day. So it seems like I did not do too much knitting and crocheting, but in actual fact, now that I look at it, I can see that I did quite a bit of crocheting with all of those hearts and my 3mm needle knitting. So I'm very excited to finish up this Fairy Lily sweater and then see if I start a new design, or do I tackle some other projects that I have going that needs to be finished. I don't know. We will see what the future holds. I think that is it from me today. Please let me know in the comments down below what projects you are working on. I would love to chat with you about what's on your needles or hook. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see any more of my content in the future. And then I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.